everyone.
Namaste.
It's me, Krishma Thokar. I'm from Nepal. We are representing here 3 people from RCDC Nepal, Community Development Center. Today we are very excited here because of you all have already presented. Then I would like to give my special thanks to Dr. Professor Atsushi Asai and Professor Daryl. They both were invited us, so we are in here today. Then we have 3 here for presenting some paper. So my presentation title is, I'm going to present here about growing indigenous nationalities in national politics through education, a study of Tamang community of Nepal. So before that, I want to make one session for one song. Are you ready for to sing a song with me? Everyone, are you ready? Because I saw that everyone's presentation here that is about the bioethics and everything and clear, so I'm very happy. Then I have also one song what I play with it, what I sing with my student in my classroom as well my school. And then I'm one of the scout teacher as well. Then I play the different types of game, then song, everything. Then I have one song. Then everybody, you just look at me, then try it yourself once again, okay? Then this is about one peace song. I have an idea. Everybody you sit down, say with me, okay? I have an idea. Everyone please. I have an idea. Okay. I have an idea. The idea about peace. I have an idea. The idea is about peace. In order to grow this idea, we have need to put some peace spread. We have need to put some peace spread. Spread. In order to grow this idea, we have need to put some peace spread. Yeah, peace spread. Oh, alele, alele kita tonga. Oh masa masa masa. Oh, aloe, aloe peace. Thank you. This is one of the song about peace. You know, then okay, I'm going to present my paper here today. My topic is growing indigenous nationalities in national politics through education. This is about one of the Tamang communities. I'm from Tamang. You know that in Nepal there are the 59 indigenous communities in Nepal. This is my country. Next one. Okay. I want to show you. Once more. This is my country, Nepal. We call Nepal is a Mount Everest country. So the next one. This is the this is about the province number 3 from our Nepal. There are the list of indigenous community. I mean Tamang. This is about the Tamang here. Excuse me, please help us. What is the next one?
This one is.
Then that one?
Okay.
Yeah. The next one?
Yes.
Uh,
So, This is your
Yeah, this is the map of province number 3. What I researched about the province number 3, there is Tamang dominance area. There are 13 districts in this province number 3. There are, you can see here, Basua, Nuakot, Haring, Chitwan, Mokonpur, Kabepalancho, Sinduli, Dolakha and Sindupalcho. Then one is in Kathmandu, Bhaktapur and Lalitpur. There are 13 districts in province number 3. In this 13 districts, there are lists of Tamil people, so I study about the Tamil people. Then this is the some ripples of Tamil people. This is one of the festival of Lochar. Tamil have a different identity, they have a different culture, their race, their different every cultures. So this is the one of the culture of Lochar time. This is the big festival of Tamang. This is my picture. I captured when in a festival of Lochar. Then this is just some picture of my family. First one is my little brother, second little brother, and younger brother, me and my two sisters. This is also some picture of my family, my father, my mother, my husband, my baby boy, then me at a festival of Dasari. That festival we celebrated with sometimes we celebrate Hindu culture as well, Buddhist culture, but we celebrate both because most of the people are Tamang, some people are Hindus in my community. Okay, this is my first paper here. Tamang are indigenous people. You know what is Tamang means? Tamang is one of the 69 indigenous nationalities of Nepal having a separate language and culture. We have a different culture and language. Tamang settlements are scattered across the nation. However, province number 3 is the core settlement of the Tamang. Province number 3, 13 districts. Then total population of Tamang is, total population of Nepal is 2 crore 64 lakh 94,000 and 504. Among them, Tamang have in a province number 3 have 15 lakh 39,833 830. This I collected from the CBS Census Report 2011. Then the word Tamang is derived from the word Tamang, where Ta means the horse and Mang means the soldiers. They are considered as an indigenous nationality. However, there is some dispute over the real meaning of the word Tamang. Then here is the disadvantages group. Government says that this group has a Tamang group have a little bit disadvantages group. According to the Nepal indigenous nationalities, the Tamang are categorized as a disadvantages group because this perception is very low in both politics and government jobs. We could call them as an administrative job, that means the government job. The education status of Tamang is very low. The census CBS report 2011 showed that 69% literacy rate in Nepal, whereas the literacy rate among the Tamang is below 40%. Then in a higher education, their involvement is only a nominal, there is not much. This is my picture. I'm a teacher. I teach in a rural municipality in Dolakha district. Then this is my picture with my students. Then a picture me with my students. This is my school with my students. We give education about bioethics for the plantation program. We make a very nice garden as a school. Then objective of this study, my research is about to analyze the situation of Tamang participation in national politics, to minimize the involvement of Tamang in administrative jobs, public service, and to discuss growing indigenous nationalities in our national politics through education. These are my objectives of this research. The research questions are, What is the situation of political and administrative participation of Tamang in the Nepal, Tamang indigenous communities? Then how much does education plays a vital role in increase the political participation of Tamang? Then is their representation proportionate to their population? These are my research question. I research about this question. Then these are the literary review. There are several studies in the context of Nepalese Tamang. For example, Holmberg 1989, Fred 1998, Hazen, Thokar 2004, Kaplan 1974, Sharma 1994, Guru 2006, and Durban 2007. I collect the data from them. I research about this review. Then, however, the issue of the increasing indigenous nationalities in national politics through education has not been studied. So this study tries to analyze the issue in relationship with Tamang. Limitation of the study. The study is limited to the Tamang community of province number 3. Only I research about the province number 3. It only focuses on political administrative representation. Only secondary data are used in this study to analyze the situation. Representation is low. Tamang communities are very low in any sector. I research here the Tamang representation in national politics, representation in the federal parliament, just only 4 Tamang. Total federal parliament members are 601, but just only 4 Tamang participants are there. Then representation in province number 3, parliaments have a 6, but just 6 under. There is around 600. Then representation in a federal ministry have a 0. There is not any Tamil representative. Then representation in province ministry have just only 2. That I collection from the election commission 2017. Representation in the local government. There is higher representation in local government. The number of persons elected in 2017 local election from the Tamang community are mayor and chairperson of rural municipality, just only 29%. 29% among the 250. There are total 250, only 29% are a chairperson, chairman or mayor in a Tamang from Tamang communities. Then ward chairperson, there are total 500 ward chairperson, but only 297 Tamang are involved there. Then ward member, 5,000 ward members are elected there, but only 1,023, only Tamang participant here. Then speakers are no, governors are, there are 7 governors, but nobody there in the Tamang communities. Then women representation is a 0, there were no any Tamang women. The next one, administrative representation as a federal public servants. First class officer secretary, there are 1,000 but nobody in a Tamang here. Then joint secretary, there are total 2,500, just only 2 are there. Then under secretary, there are total 35, but Tamang peoples from just only 5%. Then technical are 3 and non-technical are 2, total 5. Then there is no any women representation in administration sector. This is my research. So access to education, can go through the education. Literacy rate below 40 from Tamang. Secondary or basic level Tamang had just only 22%. Higher secondary level just only 9%. Bachelor level degree levels Tamang peoples from 1.2%. Master degree level from 0.15%, and above master degree level person had 0.2%. So I study about this research. Trend of increasing education, how they are increasing, about the trend that politics, how they are increasing there by the education. First point, in 2001 the literacy rate of Tamang was below 10%, and it is now closer to a 50%. Nowadays 50% because of there is a physical education. Then in higher education less than 1% Tamang join, but now the rate is increasing nowadays, higher education. Then political participation has also been increasing, but the current political status of Tamang is not so reliable because none of the political parties include Tamang in a vital post there. Then their role is only confined to being a supporters. Then this is my recommendations. Political parties should provide opportunity to the Tamang community to participate in politics. In administration, there should be a reservation guaranteeing the representation of Tamang. In bureaucracy, only nominal representation can be seen. There are only 2 first-class officers from Tamang, whereas there are more than 30 from the Rai community. Rai is also another indigenous community in around 59. Then the population of Rai people around 2 lakh, while there are 1.7 million from Tamang. Tamang have a 1.7 million, but just only 2% in a first-class officer. But Rai have a 2 lakhs just only. Then 30 people are in a officer. So the next one. To enhance the education status of Tamang, the government should provide a reservation in education. Then the constitution should provide special rights to Tamang people and make provision of autonomous Tamang settlements. All institutions should case the suppression of Tamang people. This is my recommendations. Then I did some bioethics activities in my school. That means I make a student for maintain a good discipline there. Then we make a very good school garden, planting a tree and plants, and then in my teaching classes, I also use the stories, poem, rhyme, novel, movies that make students think about the bioethics. Thank you. This is my presentation today.
Thank you, Krishma. Do you have any questions or comments? Anyone? So how do you feel? Yeah, please, Raphael.
Just curiosity. When I was a kid, I went for summer. I went to a community group in the church, Christian church.
Yeah.
And they taught us a song.
Yeah.
It is exactly the song we start with.
Yeah.
Oh, Alele,
Go
Alele.
alele kutatunga.
Music has no borders.
Yeah.
Culture has no borders.
I do this song when I'm one of the messenger of peace. I'm local coordinator of messenger of peace from a scout. So I take some training at that time. Then I took this song from training. Thank you.
You had mentioned about Buddhism. Do you mean to say that the Tamang community, they are Buddhists or?
Yeah. Thank you for your questions. Most of the Tamang are Buddhist, but sometimes communities are exchanges their festival because in my community there are 80% were Tamang, then 20% were Kshetri, Brahmin, then as like in our communities. So we exchange our little bit culture there. As like Hindu people celebrate little bit attending in our Losar program, then we also celebrate our Dasai festival with them. Thank you, ma'am.
So how can we increase the representation of Indigenous people? If we're going to school, how do you get more Indigenous people going to high school? Can you, because the representation as you go through the school system, there's less Tamang people at higher education in secondary school.
Yeah.
So how can you tell parents, or can you give money, or what do you do?
First of all, I work a list of program from our RCTC. There are lots of illiterate people in our Tamang community. At that time, we conducted some program. For example, I'm a teacher of secondary level. Then there is one education subject in my classes. Then I take that classes as well. Then their practical is to make students to make a literate. For example, they can be uneducated people have need to do sign. Then my students make that program at the community. Then different types of organization also working there in our village or in our community. Formal education and non-formal different type of education will be given in our locality there. Then we are a little bit growing up nowadays.
And one more question.
Yes.
Do you mean to say that all the Tamang community people educated in schools, they have become politicians?
After some years, they will become a politician because they have a very good trend about the backside. Because every other caste people have dominated them, then they know about that, and they will be nowadays around the municipality mayor, then what's chairman. They will be nowadays. I research about them.
They were in municipalities or they were in national politics?
National politics, there was no one in here. Now it is little bit going off. Then they are in a province and a municipality. Rural municipality and municipality.
But here you mentioned participated in national politics.
And national politics, that is also one of the national politics. Province, through province they go to the country.
Richard, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. You mentioned, the poor representation at the national level of, Indigenous peoples, but I'm wondering how many opportunities are there for local decision making, decisions, being made at the local level? Because I think one of the main issues with Indigenous people, and Daryl, you might want to comment on this too, because it's in the United States as well. With Indigenous people, lots of times, people have opportunities to make decisions inside their community. And then they're basically autonomous from the other governments. But I'm just wondering about the situation.
Situation in our community.
Yeah, how many opportunities are there for local decisions as opposed to
Little
issues
bit,
of representation in the national government?
Yeah, in our constitutions, there have some 45% reservation given for the Indigenous people. By them, we can get from our Tamang communities. Little bit they are going up nowadays. Constitution give a 45% for Indigenous communities.
And that in the local community, the important decisions, are they national or local?
Yeah, they give national to give a main portion in a local. For example, from a country, then go to province, then a local community. Yes.
Because I think one of the issues may be that the funding, a lot of the funding of projects is from the federal government. Is that right?
Yeah.
So the local government receives money from the federal government.
Yeah.
So that would be why it would be important to get the federal representation. I see. And in I know many Tamang community, Doma Lama is one of involved in a USN, a PhD student and one of our board members, the board of governors. And she's from the Tamang community.
Yeah, she's my sister.
There's a lot of Tamang people in the United States. So my question is, if you get higher education, don't they leave Nepal?
Yeah, never.
They usually leave?
No, I never leave my Nepal.
Many people do leave Nepal, yeah?
Yeah.
Because the Tamang community, many business people have immigrated to America.
Immigrated for just only for some few years, not for originally live there.
Yeah?
For get a very good education, for to do a job there. Some get a green card there.
Yeah.
Yeah, then DV, diversity visa, they give diversity visa there. So they go there for their children's future maybe.
Yeah. So some brain drain. Yeah?
So,
There's another question here.
Yeah. Please.
Here.
Oh, it's me,
Should have
yes.
been in there. Okay.
I wonder about the process of the federal government giving to the local government, right?
Yeah.
The funding.
Yes.
Do you have any problem with the coming 100% funding? Does it go anywhere else beside the project?
Corruption?
Yes, right.
Yes, nowadays federal ministry given us some fund for the local government. In a local government, nowadays little bit educated in a local government people, then they use that fund for some may use their fund for transportation. For example, make a very nice road to fulfill a very good drinking water. Then they use for to make a very good hospital in village, to make a very good school in village. Then they use their fund in a local area, but not special for Tamang. Then because Tamang people are very bad from education, then nowadays in my school there are 6 teachers were from Tamang. My father is also principal. Then my father is retired last year. Then my elder brother is a principal there in my school. Then I who have education, they give a knowledge for suggestion for the other Tamil people for to growing up nowadays. Then most of the 80% Tamang students from Tamang communities in my school. Then I give a list of suggestion. I give a parents awareness at that time. Some program I conduct with the parents awareness with everything about the students education, as like peace education. How can we make peace for students? Everything I did in the classroom as in my school, under my school.
Thank you. That's good. And then we have another questions, I think.
First, maybe I've missed it, but how big is the Tamil community?
The population?
Yeah, population.
Total population also there.
And in the meantime, one more question.
Okay.
Just an estimation.
Yeah, I just find out the census report 2011. Just one province number 3 population I have collected, but I didn't know about the total.
So
other area have also Tamang. I researched about this one year, province number 3. Now, this population is 15,39,830.
Yeah. So 1.5 million.
Yeah, 1.5 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a large group. In Israeli perspective, it's a large group.
Yeah.
And so my question is, Nepal is a touristy country, but
Yeah.
most tourists fail to see most parts of Nepal.
Yeah.
So, do you have any kind of of exposure to tourism and external eyes?
Yeah, I make a planning for that. In my Dolakha district, I'm with under Dolakha district, there are lots of tourism area. For example, Soilung, there are 100 small windy hills. There was no any trees, very nice grassland. Then I make a plan, and for my students, I give education for them to do for something for tourism in Nepal. That will be very good for us. Then Choralpa Lake, then Gaurisankar here mountain, then second Switzerland of Ziri, that is in our area. Welcome once again, sir.
Yeah, I would need the whereabouts.
Yeah. Thank you.
You have a question? No. You already asked. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.